At Dunn Lumber, we care about providing quality materials and protecting our environment. Over the years, the industry has learned a lot about how to harvest trees to provide for people, but also ensure that this natural resource is not depleted. I'm Mike Dunn, and I'd like to show you what I've learned. How from the forest to your home, you can be confident that we are leaving the environment better than we found it.
This is the original tree farm, and it's a marvelous thing that we have here. I've been growing trees now for the company for over 30 years, and sort of filling in the legacy. My father said that it was really important to leave this area better than we found it, and so we've gone through the area and grown more Douglas fir. So this area was cleared out at one time, and in fact we actually logged it. Then we planted the seedlings here, and what we get now is this marvelous carpet where you have wild iris growing, you have oxeye daisy, and this is great forage for the animals, the deer and the elk. In fact, there's a deer bed right there. It's all flattened out. This was clear cut, and it's now a beautiful forest that's coming back. Talking about clear cutting, it has been given a really bad rap, and I think it stems from the fact that before 1972, there was no Forest Practices Act. You know, the world needed wood, and there were people who needed jobs, and so why not use this natural resource? And so they used the natural resource, and they just kept on using it and going and going and going. And I think the perception was that they basically logged from here to the coast. And a lot of devastation, a lot of damage was occurred by then, but they didn't know what they were doing. You know, with time, people get smarter, people do different things. The Forest Practices Act was created in 1972. So we have now a lot of parameters that we have to work within, and we're very happy to be able to do that. We are under the Sustainable Forestry Initiative as a certification. It means that we are held to a very high standard. We just are not a fly-by-night industry anymore. It doesn't make any sense to do that.
Well, and I think people are afraid that the trees are all getting cut down and there's going to be any.
Right, so if you look out here, as I like to say, that's all you can see is a sea of trees.
Yeah.
So we have so much timber. We're growing more timber today than we've ever grown in the history of the United States.
Is that right?
Absolutely. But yeah, the reason that we have more trees today than we've ever had before is we have modern forestry. There was a lot of open areas here, and so the areas that were meadows, open areas, all got reforested, and so we figured out that we could plant these areas back. And for me, it's very important for people to understand we want our tree farm to be as good as we can make it. We want to grow trees. There's no point in us logging areas and leaving them. That's just, besides the fact that it's illegal, and the Forest Practices Act only requires us to plant 200 trees per acre, and we are actually putting over 500 trees per acre. You know, that's a really important thing for us. We want to do the right thing out here, and we want to manage the property correctly. We want to take care of the streams, take care of the area, and live within that. It just makes sense. It's just the right thing to do.
Well, people think that we're running out of trees, and that certainly would be a scary thing. But of the timberlands that we're actually cutting, there are more trees today than there were in the 1900s. We are currently planting trees faster than we're cutting them.